Okay, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Cheap Seats. This is later in the week, so it's the FPL show. We discuss all things fantasy Premier League, and we give you our picks and transfers and everything else for the week. Wahid, Dean, AB, how are your FPL weeks this week? I'm going to start with Wahid, and we're going to go up the table, so I'll go next after this.
Are you starting with me?
Just say bad, Wahid. Just say bad.
It wasn't as bad as usual. I think I got more than average. I think I got just less than 50.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had a couple of decent weeks the last couple of weeks. So yeah, it's not as good as everyone else, and I'm still bottom of the barrel. Not really good at this game, but yeah, it's improving week by week. So yeah, not bad at all. Who did I have? I had Salah vice captained. I had Son. My defense was a shambles with Ben White, Cancelo, and Rudiger.
Okay, so we're gonna talk.
Ben White.
So we're going to talk about Ben White, but before that, we're running a competition with Classic Shirts ZA. You can see right next to me on the other side. Yeah. Anyway, you can see it. And the competition is you can win a 1999 Manchester United Sharp jersey with Classic Shirts ZA. There are 3 things you need to do. The first thing would be to follow. Look for our post on One World Sports Radio's Instagram page, like the post, tag a friend. You can tag as many friends as you want. You see 1 comment, 1 tag equals 1 entry, and then go to follow the Classic Shirts ZA page on Instagram, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's a really lovely competition. Only problem is I don't support Manchester United, but I have a friend who does, and so if I was allowed to enter the competition, I do that for my friend. Yes, it's not the 2 people below you on screen because that would be very weird. I do have a lot of other friends who support Manchester United. My FPL week, as we get back onto the show, I had like 39 points. It was really bad. It was horrible. Harry Kane does not want to score goals because I thought maybe there's a differential there. Jamie Vardy wasn't playing. That blew me out the water. Emil Smith-Rowe wasn't playing, and that's where the strength of your bench comes in. The interesting thing about that is that I found myself needing Ramsdale and ESR to kind of save my week, and then Arsenal go and throw everything away. So, Dean, how was your week?
You know it's gone bad when you get the same points as Wahid. I just checked now, 45. Terrible week. Had to have Mbuemo come off the bench for 5 points, or else it would have been even worse.
That's bad.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a bit of a change now. This whole big at the back thing is going to change. I think James, Cancelo, and Trent is what most people have. I think dropping one of them is probably the way forward. But there's a lot of other options now coming in. City's great fixture list. So Foden's fit. Bernardo's can't seem to miss. Gundogan's there. KDB's back. FPL's going to get, and now with AFCON as well. December, January is going to be crazy for FPL.
And AB, how was your FPL week?
No, it's bad. It's bad. Worse than average. I think I got the worst out of all of you. Yeah, let's just move on into the show.
Did you do like 24 changes? Take a 24
that
point
was the other week.
Okay.
Actually,
clearly paying off.
I've gone 58, then 68, and then 45. So it hasn't been the worst time of late for my FPL side.
Okay, and we're going to go into those gems as we go along. But before we do that, Classic Shirts ZA have decided to let me know, myself, my Arsenal self, my Arsenal heavenly self, that they have this shirt available on their website. You can look like Thierry and also get Thierry's printing on the back for a small fee. So please,
printing's free.
For free. Printing is free, so you can relive the glory days of the final year at Highbury with Classic Shirts ZA. Go to their website, go to their Twitter, the Instagram page. Go check them out. They're really, really good. I am going to make that purchase sometime soon. I just need to figure out how I'm going to budget it into all the Christmas gifts, because somebody needs to buy me a Christmas gift, and I think it might be myself. So what we normally do on the show at this point,
I sent my wife the link, and I was like, our 1 year anniversary, just use this link.
You can do that. You can do that. I don't know how many other relationships would survive this, but having a wife who loves Manchester United kind of works for Wahid. Wahid, we're going to start with you with your selections for the week. Game week 16, you've gone in, you're bringing in Bernardo Silva, taking out Conor Gallagher. You have a bit of a love affair with John McGinn that we're going to ask you to explain. Mo Salah is your captain. Your thinking behind all of this?
My thinking is that Bernardo Silva is maybe not the best player in the league, because that's probably Mo Salah, but he's the most enjoyable to watch, and he has been phenomenal for City. He's kind of avoiding the Pep rotation at the moment, and he's chipping in with goals and assists week by week by week. So I have now moved some players around to get him in, because I think he is one to have as City hit their stride, hit their form. They're just churning out results, and he seems to be central to it. So I like almost everything that they do goes through him, and he sometimes plays as a false nine nowadays, and he's just doing really, really well. So I've transferred him in. Conor Gallagher was the one that moved out, not through anything bad that he's done. It's just the way that it works to try and move assets around. John McGinn has a very low ownership, and Aston Villa have really changed their fortunes on under Slippy G. So
Hold on. What did you just say?
Wahid's continuing his love affair with Steven Gerrard.
Slippy G.
Slippy
That's
G.
gold.
Okay.
So Aston Villa looking much better, and John McGinn isn't Jack Grealish, but he's taken on the creator sort of role this season since he's been back from injury, and he gets assists. He chips in with goals here and there, and I actually brought him in last week, and he's already paid a few dividends. So he's my good differential at the moment, and Mo Salah, because if you don't captain Mo Salah, you're falling behind the 8 ball at the moment. In FPL.
Yeah, if you don't captain Salah like I have, it's a bit of a situation. But John McGinn's got 19 points the last 3 game weeks, so I see where that comes from. AB, let's go to you. You've decided to bring in Diogo Dalot. Shane Duffy's the one who misses out. I don't understand why you still had him, but I kind of get it. Gundogan is your differential, which is pretty interesting. And CR7, Viva Ronaldo as a captain. Take us through all of that.
Yeah, so I mean, Duffy, he was featuring in bits parts, but obviously I've got for a very cheap defense. So Dalot starting games now makes it an easy swap there for me. I can't afford Bernardo Silva because I don't know why, guys. I need an auditor for my accounts here on my FPL team. So I've gone with Gundogan because he does feature. He's like a poor man's Kevin De Bruyne. So hopefully Pep doesn't play Kevin De Bruyne over Gundogan. But when he got me an assist this last weekend. He got 13 points the other weekend. And then Ronaldo against Norwich. I'm thinking, I know we should be captaining Salah at home, but maybe Slippy G wants to get one over his old team. So Ronaldo against Norwich for me is a captain material. Also because
what changes that is that Norwich's best player is Brandon Williams, and he'll have to. He's the one who kind of holds that back line together, and he has to sit out this game.
At left back, he
played really well.
Honestly, their best player.
By far best player.
Everyone who comes out with any credit in the bank from that Norwich defense.
And he's 3.9 in FPL. So,
how is he 3.9 if he's their best player?
Because he didn't play a couple of games at the start of the season, and he got sold a lot.
Look, I won't lie. Brandon Williams against Arsenal was probably their best defender on the day. He just had, I think he had the error that led to the goal, but outside of that, he was really good. I'm gonna go with myself now. I did a double change earlier today before Dean told me there's a COVID outbreak. So I was like, look, I am tired of Harry Kane. So Harry Kane has to go, and sadly, Smith Rowe has to go out, not because of form, but just because that's how the numbers are working out. So I was going with Son and Antonio. I kind of feel like I sold Antonio too early. Yes, he's only scored 6 goals and 5 assists, but I do feel this next round of fixtures for West Ham could be something for him. They're playing good. They're feeling confident. That's pretty awesome. My differential coming out of West Ham was Jared Bowen. Bowen, Madison, Barnes, all are pretty similar to me. Haven't had the best of seasons, but when I looked at the numbers, I looked at Jared Bowen. He's got 71 points, which is very good this season in FPL. He's just below your big hitters at the top of the midfield, so he's an option if you want to go there. If you don't want a Jota, maybe go to a Bowen, but I think I'm still trying to figure out if I want to do the swap, but I might, depending on how AFCON goes, because if there's no Mo Salah, then definitely Jota's not scoring. So that's where I'm at. I wanted to captain Son because they're playing who are they playing? Spurs playing Brighton, and I was like, Son versus Brighton. They've got a little bit of a bounce with Antonio Conte, but that was the other option I wanted to give because we can't all be captaining Salah on the show because we need to give some differential. But Son is a very good differential captain. So is Jamie Vardy. If Jamie Vardy is being played, that's the only problem with Leicester. We arrived on Sunday, and they were like, Jamie Vardy's on the bench for Patson Daka, and I was like, oh, it started. But anyway, that's what it is. Dean, let's look at your team there sitting pretty at the top. You're bringing in, it's not Joshy King. I do apologize, it's Josh King. You've got
maybe
Tony
Dean calls him Joshy.
I call him Joshy King at night.
And then Diogo Dallo's also your differential. You've got Mo Salah as your captain. How is this looking? What do you think? Is this injury forced?
Yeah, so even Ivan Toney's got COVID. So he's out for the next 2 weeks, and Brentford's only got really one good fixture left, and that's against Watford this week. So time to ship out the Brentford players. So that was easy, and Watford's fixtures swing at the right time now, so they got a fairly easy run, and trying to get some cash in the bank to be able to get some City assets in the midfield there. So Tony to King was a very easy one for me. Then differential, Diogo, however way he wants me to pronounce it. Diego, whatever it is. At 4.4, I asked the question if Aaron Wan-Bissaka was injured or if he's just not preferred. A lot of people are saying that Dallo's just preferred, and I think he's better in that team. I think he fits in that system, so I'm definitely going for him. At 4.4, he's really cheap, and as I said in the previous show, I think it might be time to get off one of the big defenders. So James, I could be looking to get rid of James to Dallo, and with a good run of fixtures that United have, and then that could fund a Foden and a Bowen transfer in the future. So those are some of the things I'm looking at. But then, Captain Salah. I know it's boring to continuously captain Salah, and this past week it would have been great if you captain Son. But I think this week against the Villa, they are still leaky. So as much as it's probably not fun to captain Salah, it's probably one of the right weeks to captain Salah. I wouldn't captain Ronaldo against Norwich just because you don't know if he's going to play or not. I know he's probably going to get rested against Champions League, but you don't really know that.
Because they've qualified. Yeah,
okay. He's definitely not playing tomorrow.
So, I think he'll play because he might become the first player to score in every group game of the Champions League twice. So he's chasing a record.
Oh.
I'm just not in the mood to play FPL assets that are trying to get their own personal records. I'm not sure for that.
Hey,
so,
look,
I'm going to keep Kane as well. That's the one thing I'm going to say is I'm keeping Kane. I was very close to transferring him out because you watch him and it pains me to say, but he does look very bad. He looks really slow, doesn't look fantastic. But Brighton are without Dunk, Duffy, Webster, Lallana, Welbeck, Trossard, and Alzate this week.
Welbeck, did you say
I
Welbeck?
love how you, and Lallana.
Nah,
So
Milana.
yeah, no,
Wait,
they-
no,
that's-
you don't get,
it's
you
my
don't
his
get to, you
favorite
don't get to, Dean. No, Dean, you don't get to include him in the names
I
of
am
players.
just
who
saying
are-
players that are
everything I've
missing.
gone through
I
on this
don't
show.
care about
No,
them.
you
I'm
take
just
that
saying
back.
that they're missing. But
yeah,
that's the only
I
reason
think I
I'm
miss
keeping Kane.
Lallana too. I need
It's the
him
only
back
reason
at
I'm
Liverpool
keeping Kane.
somehow. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our show. Guys, all the best for game week 16. Just before we go, remember we're running that competition with Classic Shirts ZA. You can win this beautiful Manchester United 1999 jersey, relive the treble days. All you need to go is to go to One World Sports Radio's Instagram page or even Classic Shirts ZA's Instagram page. Follow those instructions to win. They're also running a promo on this beautiful Arsenal shirt. You can buy it on their website, Classic Shirts ZA. Really, really awesome. A prize where he'd had something to say about this.
I
I'm
love
so
the way
afraid.
you called it beautiful because this shirt and this player ruined lives, bro. Like honestly,
I hate this. I hate this. I hate
this
it with
shirt has
everything.
ruined the lives of people like you. You fell in love with this shirt and with that player, and you've just been put through misery for the last 20 years.
Hey, look, just like how when you guys started supporting your clubs, you were sold down a river by some old man who stood there for 23 years and you thought it would never change. Same thing happened to me. But at least when I got in, it was the most beautiful football I'd ever seen in my life. And yeah, I'm paying for it now. And literally, I think next year will be 20 years since Arsenal last won a Premier League. That's wild.
2003.
Yes.
2000,
So we're getting there. We're
23,
getting next year's
23.
19.
Getting there.
Yeah, and that's just imagine the torment.
I can
I've been
imagine
going
it.
through.
So basically, if you're an Arsenal fan and you're watching this show, go buy that shirt. It was the last time you guys were good, and
Last time you were really good.
it's also the shirt that ruined your life.
Yes,
Wow.
the yellow away kit, the one that we wore at the Champions League
The
final.
banana one.
Yes, that was the heartbreak one, because that was oh my word, we were so close. But anyway, that's the end of the show. Thank you very much, everyone. Please do support us, subscribe, like to the channel, do everything else. But outside of that, have a great game weekend. May the odds be in your favor. And yeah, goodbye, good night, and lesale kakahiso.